Hi! Spinning wires and data fires, a digital brain that never tires. Welcome, everyone. Picture this. You walk into your kitchen and you spot a blender sitting right there on the counter. You press a button, it whirs to life, it crushes ice into little diamonds, and you just move on with your day. You would absolutely never stand there wondering if that blender is secretly dreaming about tropical beaches, right? Because, well, that would be silly. It's a blender. It blends. Well, today, we are looking at a tool that really seems to think. But the big secret we're exploring today is that it is just a tool. It is exactly like that blender. But instead of spinning blades, it spins data.
So, let me ask you this. If a machine can write a total masterpiece, does it actually know it's beautiful? Keep that question lingering in the back of your mind. We are going to unravel the absolute mystery of what is actually happening inside the machine when it produces stunning art or answers your most complex questions.
To truly understand that mystery, we really have to define artificial intelligence as the ultimate autocomplete. Just imagine you learn to cook, not by tasting food, but by reading a million recipes back to back. You would literally never actually taste a cake, but you would definitely notice that whenever flour, eggs, and sugar show up together, people call the result cake. You'd get shockingly good at predicting what makes a cake without ever knowing what cake actually is. AI is exactly that. It's a statistical engine built to predict patterns from massive amounts of data. It is not a sentient int.
Okay, let's dive into this not list and systematically squash some major Hollywood myths, because an AI does not have a mind of its own. First, it is not conscious. It has absolutely no inner sense of self, just like a rock doesn't quietly ponder philosophy. Second, it has no intent. It does not wake up with desires, goals, or grand plans to take over the world. And third, no comprehension. It works entirely with the statistics of language, not the actual meaning behind it. So, to answer our opening question, a machine has zero comprehension of beauty. It just knows the mathematical pattern of words we humans use when we describe something beautiful.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how this realization completely changes our behavior. Once you know it's just a remarkably well-read prediction machine, you can stop treating it like some mystical genie. Instead, shift your mindset. Treat it like a lightning-fast, occasionally clumsy assistant. This means you must always double-check its work. You protect your deep secrets because it has no true loyalty or understanding of privacy. And you never ever take its hallucinatory mistakes personally. A weird answer isn't malice. It's just a prediction that totally missed the mark.
Section 1. Climbing the AI Ladder. Sorting present reality from science fiction. Let's start climbing the rungs to see where it leads, fulfilling our present and future needs.
Think of intelligence as a ladder we are climbing. Rung 1 is narrow AI. This is a specialist. Think of a chess grandmaster who is an absolute genius across the board, but completely, utterly useless behind the wheel of a car in rush hour traffic. Their brilliance just doesn't transfer. Rung 2 is general AI. This is the science fiction dream of a machine that can adapt to literally any problem, exactly like a human being. And rung 3 is superintelligence, the hypothetical what-if where a machine completely surpasses the smartest human who ever lived.
But I really want to emphasize this next point very slowly. 99.9% of AI conversations today are strictly about narrow AI. Every real-world system today, Spotify's recommendations, self-driving cars, the chatbots on your phone, they are fundamentally narrow AI. They are wearing a very tight uniform built for one specific job.
Section 2. The Judge versus the Artist. How AI actually processes information. Let's look at the first major split in the AI family tree. We can basically divide them by what they do, the judge and the artist. Discriminative models are the judge. Think of a stern security guard deciding who gets to enter an exclusive party. The guard doesn't invent new guests out of thin air, they just sort and classify. Are you spam or not spam? Generative models, on the other hand, are the artist. Picture a master chef dreaming up a brand new flavor combination that has never existed before. The artist creates, composes, and generates entirely new text, images, or code.
Section 3. The recipe versus the learner, the programming philosophy behind the machine. But how does the machine actually know what rules to follow to be a judge or an artist?
This brilliantly illustrates the engine driving the machine. On the left side, we have rule-based systems, the recipe. This is exactly like a rigid, handwritten cookie recipe from mom. If the temperature rises above 75 degrees, turn on the air conditioning. It is highly predictable, but incredibly rigid. On the right side,
we have machine learning, the learner. This is like a child learning to ride a bicycle by feeling the balance and discovering the pattern of gravity. We don't hand it a strict rulebook. We feed it enormous amounts of data, and it discovers the underlying patterns entirely on its own.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is mapping this all out in your mind. Imagine you're using a simple translation app on your phone. Is it general or narrow? Well, it's narrow. It only translates. Is it the recipe or the learner? It's the learner, trained on millions of translated sentences. And is it judging or creating? It is creating a brand new sentence in a completely new language, so it's generative. You now have the complete mental framework to perfectly categorize any tool you ever meet.
Now, we absolutely must clear up some common misconceptions, because, like a brush and a gauge on the very same page, confusing their roles is not very sage. All AI is not the same tool. Lumping a spam filter and a poetry generator together is like calling a thermometer and a paintbrush the exact same thing just because you hold them both in your hand. Also, just because a chess bot has incredibly smart output does not equal general AI. It still cannot boil an egg. And finally, those old-school rule-based systems. They are still entirely valid, incredibly useful AI.
Let's wrap this all up with a master recap of every major concept, framework, and strategy we have learned today. We are going to take this very slowly. First, AI is a statistical engine, predicting patterns. It is not a conscious mind. Second, all current real-world tools are purely narrow AI. They are specialists in a single lane. Third, when processing information, the judge sorts and classifies while the artist creates something totally new. And fourth, when it comes to programming, the recipe follows strict human rules, while the learner discovers its own patterns directly from data.
You are now officially equipped to see clearly through the noise and understand the true mechanics of these remarkable machines. Thank you so much for giving me your time today. If you found this valuable, please like this upload, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell icon so you never miss our future content. In the comments below, I want you to let me know your location, your absolute favorite part of today's topic, what you would like to learn next, or literally any suggestions you have for improvement. I truly appreciate every single comment from you guys. Before we go, I want to leave you with this final thought. Now that you know AI is just a mirror of our data, what exactly is it reflecting back about us? See you next time.